That's interesting. That's funny. And I didn't know the veracity of those allegations, so I guess I was curious to ask you about what happened there.
Oh, well, we post on Rumble, dog. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry, my bad. On Rumble.
Yeah.
On
No,
Rumble.
but we still police in all the videos regardless, if you catch my drift.
I don't really think that there's anything wrong with that as long as the busts are actually going well, especially because sometimes the police just they're not eager to prosecute some of this stuff.
It's not as easy as just saying, hey, cops, here's the chat log to do something.
So what's on the horizon for your stuff? What can people look forward to, or are you going to any shows recently? What can we tell the audience out there to look out for? Hello?
How's it going?
Going all right, Alex. How are you?
Good. Let's see here. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I have the mic like next to my phone or whatever, so they should be able to hear it. Yeah, you were traveling recently to do some busts. How did that go?
Dude, it went great. We got 29 people in 3 weeks. Most recently, we caught a 71-year-old offender named Mark Morgan in Dubuque, Iowa, who just got out of jail for doing 23 years, my whole lifespan pretty much. A 9-year-old, and he comes out, he gets out of prison, hits up our decoy, and he's bad with technology, but he somehow managed to download hundreds of videos and try to solicit who he thought was an 11-year-old for. So I anticipate he's going to be in prison now.
Jesus. Well, not that that's a problem. How have you been with the catches since the EDP stuff? Because I know that at the time you got a lot of criticism on YouTube from a lot of people. Like Tuv made that video about you. I think Moist Critical criticized you. And there was a lot of kind of rumors being said about stuff like using real CP for minors to catch people. And I didn't know the veracity of those allegations. So I guess I was curious to ask you about what happened there.
First of all, the cops see the messages. So if we were to ever in any way use any type of we'd be in prison right now, all of us. So we've never used that. We've never used any sexual pictures of any types of minors or anything like that. I will say, however, when we were 19 years old, one of our camera guys had a little cousin who was 16. And yeah, we used his pictures to decoy, but they were just regular selfies. Chris Hansen used pictures of real 13-year-olds. That's in a clip. I mean, he said it himself. It's in on True Crime Daily. If you can look up the Jesse Velez bust, he says himself, perverted justice used the picture of a real 13-year-old. So yeah, we did at first. I mean, not like we had a network of people or anything. We're just like, oh, well, he could play a decoy. And yeah, we did have a cousin of our camera guy be a decoy for a little bit. However, that doesn't mean he did any of the texting, none of that. We did all the texting. He just provided the pictures, and his parents knew and all of that. And yeah, there was a few times we had him in the Sting House, which was a very dumb idea, to say the least. But I mean, that's what it was, a dumb idea. I mean, we were also 19 years old ourselves. We weren't exactly the most common sense people.
Right. How do you feel about the response on YouTube to the EDP thing? I think a lot of people think that you and your guys you were with basically up that case. How do you feel about that impression?
Well, I will say the response to it was, it was a lot of, I think, lazy journalism. Like, I'm glad you're interviewing me and actually getting the side of it. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, that's why you don't see any videos of predator poachers where we're just saying, hey, this guy's or this guy's this or that. We don't say any of that. We go up to them and interview them ourselves and get their side of it. And oftentimes they admit to just doing terrible things. So I wish the response was, whatever their opinion is, I wish the response was, reach out to me for an interview, get my side of it. I mean, I still probably would have said or done things that people would think are bad or whatever, but at least get my side of it, because shit got blown out way out of proportion because, they just went off of assumptions and rumors rather than just getting it from the source itself. But as for screwing up the case, I mean, there's obviously things we could have done better. I mean, even cases where the predator gets arrested, it gets sentenced to 30 years, we could have done better. But I will say, we should have absolutely had a plan to get the cops to the scene. It is a rumor. It's a myth that we didn't get law enforcement involved. We did. We turned everything in. We were in touch with Kern County Sheriff's Office for over the course of a month, but they ended up breaking off communication with us. But I feel like if we actually had a plan to get the cops to the scene and shown ourselves on camera actually turning it in, that would have put the ball in Kern County Sheriff's Court rather than our court. And of course, as for interviewing EDP, I mean, he admitted to a lot of things. He's a freaking idiot. It wasn't like we did any special mind tricks on him. But, if the interview was more focused on, like, for example, like, after that interview, I was beating myself up. Like, I didn't even ask him about, I didn't really delve into other girls he's talked to. He just kind of fleetingly mentioned it. I feel like if we brought out stuff like and real girls he talked to out of him, it would have been taken more seriously, not only by law enforcement, but by everybody, because it's not like, well, it's not like our fictitious decoy. It's like actual people he's going after. So do something about this.
Right. I don't know if you know this, but you can't even show footage of that sting anymore on YouTube. They came down on me and a bunch of other channels a little while ago. They have some new policy after the EDP thing that I suspect they added because of the way that went. And the policy is you can't show footage of a bust without the presence of law enforcement, basically, is what they say, which I assume is why your new channel on YouTube is still up, because you have law enforcement in all those videos.
Oh, well, we post on Rumble, dog. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry, my bad. On Rumble.
Yeah.
On Rumble.
No, we show police in all the videos regardless, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, that makes sense. What did you think about that Ethan video? I know you guys had a bit of a back and forth, and then he didn't want to talk to you for whatever reason. What was your impression of that?
Well, my impression was I wasn't surprised in the very least. I mean, most reaction channels, I respect you, if my word means anything. I respect you because, you're out here trying to get from the source, but a lot of these reaction channels, they're just flimsy. It's like the equivalent of, they just slap you, then run away. They don't want any part of it. So, I wasn't surprised how Ethan acted the way he did. And I also wasn't surprised about the lack of research he did. If he's going to show clips of me confronting predators or me talking about predators we caught, at least show clips of predators that did not get arrested. Every single predator that he kind of went over in the video that he showed got arrested. He's an idiot.
Right. Yeah, that was the biggest thing for me is I understand the problem with some of the vigilantism because I've seen some videos where I saw some guy, I don't know exactly what his name was, but I think he caught some guy who was and then he tried to get him to do push-ups.
Right.
And that was crazy. I feel like the best case scenario is, get the confession, turn them over to the cops if you can do that as soon as possible. So I understand the general criticism around this stuff, but if somebody is doing it well, then I don't really think that there's anything wrong with that as long as the busts are actually going well, especially because sometimes the police just they're not eager to prosecute some of this stuff.
Exactly. It's not as easy as just saying, hey, cops, here's the chat log to do something. A lot of times it doesn't work that way. A lot of departments will hear you out and then just throw it into the evidence desk and it'll never be touched again. I promise you. And there's also times where we've gotten predators arrested for stuff like child because we confronted them when cops could not confront them. So, if you're just following people on Instagram, a cop can't just raid your house for following people on Instagram, but we're private citizens. We can go to wherever the fuck we want to go and we can interview whoever we want to. So we've had people prosecuted for child because they've admitted to having child to us and we thought they had child just based off certain pages they were following. So those people are in jail, and if it wasn't for predator poachers, they would never be on the radar because cops never had them in the first place. So there is definitely a need for groups like ours if it's done the right way.
Yeah. One of the problems that Ethan had with you is seemingly a lot of the motivation for the video was because you're right wing. Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, that's crazy. I believe the IRS should be abolished and that maybe we shouldn't just let a flood of people into the country to suck on our tax dollars. I know I'm really extreme and racist and stuff.
Okay, gotcha. But a lot of his problems seem to come down to your politics and the fact you appear on, I guess, like Daily Wire shows like Michael Knowles and stuff like that.
Right. And, that's the thing. Like, yeah, I am very right wing. I believe that when a criminal shows you what they are, there's no rehabilitation for example. And if is a violent crime, that's who they are, and you just throw them in a cage for the rest of their life. I don't care. But that's the thing. I would go if Hassan or whatever his name is wanted to have me on to interview me, even play devil's advocate to what we do. I would gladly do that. You clearly saw I wanted Peathan to interview me. I want Peathan to quote unquote expose me for what I am to my face. But it's like a lot of leftists, for whatever reason, don't reach out to want to interview us about what we do. And, that's okay. But if they do, I'll go on their show. I don't mind.
Yeah, I think they seem to have this mentality of they don't want to platform people and give them free clout or whatever, which I thought in Ethan's case was silly because your stuff on Rumble is doing better than his stuff on YouTube. So I was kind of surprised by that.
Exactly. People know who I am. I look decently unique. Ethan looks like every other guy in San Francisco, so I don't really see why he thinks he's the one with any fame.
Yeah. It's a confusing situation. He's an interesting guy. I've disagreed with a lot of his takes, and his partner made some silly allegations against a big YouTube channel that I kind of helped debunk, I guess, on YouTube a little while ago, although I don't want to take full credit for that.
I kind of looked into that, and I watched another one of his videos too, and he makes a lot of points that end up looking bad for his side without knowing it looks bad for his side. He's not too smart.
Yeah, he's not. I think he's a very overconfident, egotistical person. I would love to see a conversation between you guys. In my video that I made about this, I had asked, open invitation to Ethan. I don't have DMs with him or anything, but I had said, if you want to come on and talk to Alex, I thought it would be an interesting conversation. I thought it would be good. And certainly, I mean, he seemed very confident in his video. So I thought, does he have to debate you? No, but I think it would be interesting. And if he's right, I think he would be able to, if he has full confidence in his viewpoints and he's thought about it carefully, he should be able to have some kind of conversation or dialogue with you. And I didn't get any response. He tweeted out that tweet about how he's a CSA victim or something, and that people are harassing him, and I don't know. That's about it.
Well, I mean, that's definitely a cop out. I mean, I thought that before he tweeted it out. I was thinking there could be some weird Stockholm syndrome involved with child abuse, because I mean, there's no way that video is just so skewed and wrong unless there is something that happened. I think there is some Stockholm syndrome there, because I mean, we've run into that before. I mean, we caught a sex offender. We caught a sex offender in Kansas, in Johnson County. His name's escaping me right now, but he's doing 10 years in prison, and he was a sex offender because he his own stepdaughter, and his stepdaughter still lived with him. She was grown at this point, but she came out and she was like, he did nothing wrong and he's doing nothing wrong. So I think Ethan's kind of that same mentality of it's just so normalized to them that they just end up coming full circle and defending it. It's a weird thing that's going on. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully if that did happen to Ethan, I do feel bad for him. That sucks. Yeah, it's been interesting. So what's on the horizon for your stuff? What can people look forward to, or are you going to any shows recently? What can we tell the audience out there to look out for?
Well, I would just say look out for a lot more arrests and convictions. I mean, just yesterday we got Timothy Lewis of Waynesville, Missouri, sentenced to 20 years in prison, which he has to serve 17 years for. He got caught for messaging our decoy, then possessing. What a sick fuck. And trying to think, what other court dates do we have coming up? Oh, gotta go to Virginia in the summer. I don't know. The dominoes are starting to fall on these pieces of shit. We're on YouTube. We're on these minor attracted people. We're on YouTube, guys. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The dominoes are starting to fall on these people, and I'm very excited. I like seeing these people go down. The stuff they do is just monstrous, and I'm just glad we've helped put some molesters away.
Yeah, that's great. And one more question out of personal curiosity: how much do you bench?
My max on bench is 405.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Squat is, I don't know. I was kind of sore today, but today I did 520 for 2 and then 500 for 3.
Oh my god, dude. That's
video proof coming to Instagram. We're doing the ad for it too.
That's pretty crazy. Damn. Well, congrats on that. You look tall. Are you like 6'4" or something?
Yeah, 6'4".
Yeah, okay. Holy shit. That's insane. That's fucking crazy. Damn. Congrats on that, dude. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you wanted to say to the audience out there to, I don't know, let them know about your content or about the Ethan shit or just anything?
Absolutely. Ethan, if you're watching this and taking a break from looking at yourself in the mirror, Ethan, please, I just want to have a conversation with you with a moderator of your choice. You can get like Joseph Stalin to moderate the conversation. I will do it with you. I don't care who moderates. We can do it on your channel. I won't even be live. I just want to have a conversation with you, Ethan. And for all the people watching right now, I really thank you guys for hearing me out. Means a lot. And Tom is a good dude. I don't know him too well, but he seems like a great dude, and I hope he thinks the same of me. And if y'all want to keep up with what we're doing, Predator Poachers on Rumble, PREDATOR space POACHERS. Hope to see y'all around there. Thank y'all so much.
Okay. All right. Take it easy. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Okay. I thought that was an interesting conversation. By the way, we're not talking about Dark Viper right now. We talked about that earlier, but that's obviously not the topic of the stream right now. But yeah, that was an interesting conversation. Appreciate him coming on.